I'm Caitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now starting. Welcome to the... I can't believe this is your first podcast.
Canada.
Did I just spill that everywhere? Go Canada.
Go Canada.
This is your first podcast ever?
Ever. Cherries being popped, right?
Does it feel good?
Pretty good so far.
First 5 seconds?
Pretty good so far.
I'm excited. I obviously have podcasted with your wife so many times, but I was doing research, as I always do for podcasting. And usually for Kat, I'm like, I know everything. And I was like, what can I get on Wirth that I wouldn't already know? There's so much I didn't know about you.
Oh, wow. That's great, because I thought you pretty much knew.
I didn't
Enough.
No.
Enough.
There's a lot of stuff on you.
Wow.
So we call the listeners Vinos, as you probably know. But we also call... Oh, yeah, you were there when I got the tattoo. But we also call them the Balins. So if you could just look into that camera and say, good morning, Balins.
Good morning, Balins.
He did it. I got him to do it. Well, welcome to Grape Therapy. Obviously, everybody watching and listening, I'm your host, Caitlyn Bristowe, and my guest today is an American model.
Oh, God.
American model, television personality, best known for appearing in TV series Very Cavallari. He is my best friend's husband, father of my godson, one of my best friends, too. I would consider you family at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wirth Campbell is in the building.
I'll take it. That was good. I
could have done better.
I wasn't sure where we were going.
Well, I just think it's...
Tough start. Rocky start, and then...
And then we got there.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to warm you up through this podcast. I like to lube people up with alcohol, and I don't think you're capable, though. I think you could drink 20 of those and feel nothing.
I should have just piled them up behind.
Oh, you know what I should have done is just got you a bottle of tequila. Oh, no, we're drinking too much tequila tonight.
Tequila's coming.
So Wirth and I are having, and Kat and a few of our friends, we're doing tacos, tequila, and tattoos tonight.
Yes.
What are you going to get tattooed?
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
TBD.
We don't know what you're getting.
Well, I do. I have 4 or 5 things that I want, so it just depends on
is it going to be
what Kat says.
Oh.
So we'll see what she gives
I thought
the
you were
okay
going to
to.
say it's going to be when you're in the moment, but no, it's what Kat says.
That's you.
That's what I'm going to do,
That's
because
you.
I definitely know I'm getting down my spine, which
Right.
we've talked about so many
But
times.
what are you getting?
No rain, no flowers,
Okay.
down my spine, and then I want some sort of moon crescent.
The one you sent?
Yes.
Do you want them both with the dots, or was that just kind of like a rough?
No, I want the dots.
I like it. Where are we going with that?
I think my shoulder.
Okay.
But I don't know how many tattoos this guy's going to have time for.
We got 3 hours.
We have 3 hours?
3 hours, and we got 1, 2, 3, 6 of us.
6 of us. Okay.
And I think you and I have super simple ones.
Yeah, and I feel like it can be quick because he does really fine lines.
Yeah, it's good. I'm
okay.
excited.
Wesley. He's on Instagram. What's his? It's Wolf something?
Wild West.
Oh.
That was
way off.
Bit off. Wild West with a Y.
Wild West with a Y.
Yeah.
And he does really beautiful work. So he's coming over tonight, and I'm so excited. I'm excited you're podcasting with me. I'm, like I said earlier, I can't believe you haven't yet.
I know, it's good.
Were you offended that I haven't asked you after all these years?
No, I completely understood.
Are you scared of your first one and maybe you get canceled on your very first podcast ever?
We're gonna do our best not to. Yeah, I mean, it was. I
editing's
saw
for.
on my DMs got the slide, and it says Caitlyn Bristowe, although it's your off the vine. And I was like, why did Caitlyn go to my requests, and why'd she change her profile photo? I thought her last one was great.
Oh, and it was off the vine?
Off the vine. And I was honored.
You're like, wait a second.
I was like, I guess I could pretend that I didn't see it if I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I was wondering, though, if
but I saw
you
it.
actually wanted to do this. Because I don't ever want to force my friends into podcasting. But I feel like you're always the guy. You're always in my stories. We all know you're Chandler's dad. You're Kat's husband. But everyone's like, but who is Wirth? Because let me tell you, when I Googled you...
American model.
You're
of course.
American
There you
model.
go.
And my first impression of you, so I met Kat, how many, you know our friend anniversary more than I do.
It was recent.
It was.
But it was
4 years.
Last month or something, 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And when I first met Kat, I was like, she was telling me about you and how you guys were, you were in.
We were about to get
you were
married.
about to get married.
Yeah.
And I remember looking you up on Instagram and I was like, oh no.
You're like, not good.
I was like, no.
Not it.
I was like, this guy's a douche. My bad. Because I judged a book by its cover because you were an Instagram model, but you were really the very good model.
Kat's friends did the same thing.
But then when you
When
get
they
to know you, you're just like such a gem, and
Well, I
like
appreciate that.
you're like a sweet.
I kind of like that people think the other first. You know?
You set the bar in hell.
Yeah. Kat's friends, when we first met, she said, hey, this guy's coming into town. Like, oh, pull him up on Instagram because that's what you do.
that's
And
what you
she
do.
did. And they were like, so Kat, like, this dude's going to absolutely screw you over. Like,
He's a boy.
just, like, have fun, but like, it's just, this doesn't seem good as a friend we're telling you.
And did Kat know? Did she? Because she'd obviously hung out with you and met you, but did she know
But
at that
she
point? Like,
hadn't.
was she still questioning?
But she hadn't.
Oh,
I mean,
she
because we went to
hadn't.
high school together. But when we were in high school, I was a freshman and she was older. And so fast forward 10 years, we ran into each other at a bar in Atlanta.
Right.
And we talked for briefly
Yeah.
after she slid into my DMs. Then we met at the bar.
She slid into your DMs asking to
First.
meet at the bar.
Somewhat.
Ooh,
I
Kat,
threw,
you
you know,
spicy little kitty cat.
I threw the bait out, you know,
Yeah.
a little selfie in the car,
Yeah.
Atlanta bound.
That'll do it.
Just let everybody know I am coming to Atlanta.
Were you hoping she saw that?
Of course.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And I got hit back with a hot Atlanta. I was like,
You're like, hot
oh, I
Atlanta is
texted all my
right.
buddies. I was like, Kat Braswell, just DM me. Like,
Because you
I
went
mean,
to high
she
school with her,
was-
so you knew she was Kat Braswell.
She was the it girl. And so
Of course
I was
she
like, hey, so, you know, DM. And I'm like, this is where I'm going tonight. And she was like, oh, well, my friends and I don't really go to that bar. I'm like, well, okay, maybe I'll try again later. But what do you know? They ended up, she's like, my friends just happened to want to go to that bar that
Okay,
night.
Kat.
And I was like, wow, I love this. And I had been to a tacky Christmas sweater party.
Oh, so
I
you
was
were-
wearing a llama Christmas sweater.
Why the llama?
It was tacky.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And so that's when we re-met 10 years later and then chatted a little bit.
I love that.
Went our separate ways. Although I tried, didn't work. And went our separate ways. Talked for a month after that. Didn't see each other. Talked every day. And then on Christmas, I sent her a text and I was like, she stopped responding. I was like, if she responds tomorrow morning,
I'm gonna marry
might
her.
have to marry this girl. And boom, she responds, sorry, I fell asleep. Hook, line, and sinker. I was like, I'm in. Let's do it.
I'm married, and now you married her. Now you have a baby and another
A
one
week
on the
later,
way.
flew straight to Atlanta. First date.
Cute, and it was just like right away. Because
away.
that's crazy that she was the it girl in high school. You had a crush on her. For my Canadian listeners, what is I still get confused. Is freshman the 10th grade?
9. So first.
9.
So freshman, sophomore, junior, senior,
And what was she?
senior.
Oh, get it. Yes.
You know.
10 years later, you guys
years later.
are married with 2 babies.
Well, 10 years later we meet, and then
Oh, and now, what, 5 years?
yeah, 4th anniversary coming up in 2 months.
September
Kinda crazy.
16th.
14th.
I always do that.
It was on though. That's pretty
No,
good.
because it's my mom and Rob's anniversary,
That's one of
and
the tattoos that I may get.
my mom and Rob's anniversary.
That's the plan.
You're gonna get
Just 2 days
the
off.
anniversary.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's nice.
But I'm deciding between our like first date, first kiss, first day we talked every day for the
because
rest
you
of our
are
life.
such a guy. You remember every date and detail.
I like to. Yeah.
It's really cute. So, oh my gosh, so you have all these dates that you want. You should just get them all.
I could just
That's what I do
everywhere,
on my
just
on my
everywhere.
ribs. I
Yeah.
have my mom's birthday, my dad's birthday, my sister's birthday. You could just get them all.
Yeah. So the first day, our first date was also our first kiss. And then we also have talked every day since then.
Wow.
And it was also my dad's 72nd birthday.
What?
So like, hey, oh,
Okay, so you definitely need that date tattooed on you
I
because
agree.
then it has so many meanings.
I agree.
Oh, that's cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, millions of Americans experience thinning hair. Okay, millions. I'm one of them. I used to feel alone. You've heard me say it. It's not just common, it's actually normal. But among women, it's not openly talked about as much. And going through it, it can feel lonely, frustrating. So why don't you join me and the thousands of women that are doing something about it with Neutrophone? Neutrophone is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement that's clinically shown to improve visible thickness and strength. I personally love Neutrophone. It's been a part of my routine routine for 3 years now. From postpartum to menopause to stress, no matter what your life stage is, Neutrophone has 4 unique formulas to support women. Each is physician formulated using drug-free, science-backed ingredients, so you get the most reliable results. Now, you can go to Neutrophone.com to take their health wellness quiz and identify causes of your thinning hair. Neutrophone will give you a personalized plan for better hair growth through their whole body health approach. Neutrophone supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting root causes of thinning, stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism through whole body health. So take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair for a limited time. Neutrophone is offering my listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Neutrophone.com and enter the promo code VINE. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Neutrophone for healthier hair. Neutrophone.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code VINE. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code VINE. It's so funny because when I said that I was podcasting with you, people had so many questions because they obviously have just followed along, like me being a godmother. It's
The
so
best.
funny.
Fairy.
I go by
I was
fairy.
going to suggest maybe a fairy tattoo coming soon.
Oh, I'm going to do a fairy. I'll do a fairy tonight.
Done.
Okay, done. Oh my gosh. How did I not think of that? It's a fairy.
I don't know. It's okay.
Can we tell the story? It's sad, but it gave everybody a little bit of a laugh.
Sure.
So I was over, okay, I'm not the most godly woman out there.
Oh.
And so sad situation. Obviously everybody knows because I've talked about it on the podcast, but Kat's dad was in hospice and I was over there to just like say goodbye and see you guys and
bring us the best dinner.
Oh yeah. And
ever.
I brought
home cooked.
some home cooked meals.
Fantastic.
I'm supposed to be your son's godmother, which if you look up the term, godmother is supposed to teach the child about God and like, you know, isn't that?
I mean, I haven't looked up the term, but clearly you have.
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google.
Give it a Google.
What is the role of a godmother? The main task was to promise to care for the child. Oh, should the parents die? Okay.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to go that
Oh.
direction. But yeah. So he's yours if...
But it also says takes responsibility for their religious education. So let's keep that part in mind.
We've got other people for that.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Because, so we're all sitting around and they say, well, the chaplain's going to come over. And I was like, okay, I'll head out. And I was like, so the chaplain, I was like, oh, Dr. Chaplain, is that who did your dad's brain surgery? And they were like, a chaplain is somebody that like comes and blesses somebody before they pass, right?
Correct.
And I was like, oh, Dr. Chaplain who did the surgery? And everyone was like, that's Chandler's godmother.
Dr. Chaplain. Anytime I hear the word chaplain, I tell that story. Even if they don't know you, which most people do at this point. But like,
What a
hey, you know,
dummy.
Caitlyn, I gotta tell you this one.
What a
It's fantastic,
dummy.
though, but it's so good because it was such a light moment in such a heavy time.
That's true. We all had a very good chuckle about it, and
We did.
we still are,
And I was gonna
clearly.
say, still-
And it's the gift that keeps on giving. Everybody at home can now laugh at my...
Expense. That's okay.
Some people, I wonder if they're religious that follow me, and they're like, Caitlyn.
Heck, we're gonna unfollow.
Maybe we don't do that in Canada. Maybe we don't have chaplains in Canada.
Y'all don't do godparents, right?
We do.
Okay.
It's not as much of a thing as it is here, but like my aunt is my godmother. It's just... I don't really think it's... I don't know.
Right. My aunt was my godmother.
Yeah. Do you call her fairy?
No.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, it really was.
But people, and by people I mean Alicia too, really wanted to know. They're like, how are you guys always on a private jet? My question is, and this was Alicia's question as well, do you get to just access that whenever you want? Or is it like... 'cause people are really intrigued by people having a private jet.
Seems like everybody does nowadays. You
Have a
see
private
everybody
jet?
on all. Maybe not have them, but you see everybody on them all the time.
I would like one for myself, but I can't do that. Do you guys get to just take it? Or do you have to like plan when you go? I don't understand how private jets work, even though I'm going on yours in like 2 days.
There are lots of different ways they
okay.
can work. So
Okay.
I mean, you can own one outright, and that's obviously completely on your schedule.
Yeah.
And then they have all these different, like, you've got a bunch of different, won't say all the names, but a bunch of different companies where you are pretty much have a membership and you're leasing a plane. You pay a certain amount for
Yeah.
miles, gas, pilots. So my dad is a member of some of those, and then he's also a co-owner on a plane with another family. So the plane that we're on the majority of the time, we share with another family. So when they're not using it, then we have full access, and when
okay.
vice versa. So if they're using it, then a lot of times this weekend we're going to be flying on a different.
Really? It's going to be a different one?
It'll be a different one.
Oh. I think some people watched you on Very Cavallari, which is funny because my friends, even Alicia and who else was it yesterday, messaged me and they're like, I had no idea Wirth was on that show. And I was like, I guess how would you know unless you watched it? Like, obviously it was big in Nashville. But how did you get involved to go on Kristens Show? Because people saw you, friend. I think you guys took the jet or something on there and went out to Florida. Yeah. Okay, so people were asking about that.
Just a mutual friend. Mark Block, mutual friend.
Oh, modeling agency.
Yeah. Got it. A lot of us were represented by Mark, but a lot actually worked for Kristen, and I was kind of in Nashville modeling, kind of doing some side stuff, and he reached out and he's like, hey, would you have any interest? He pretty much said, hey, you do have interest because this is an awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
And I said, amazing. And so I kind of became the handyman for Uncommon James. So as they were...
the handyman! I was going to ask because it said you were an employer of...
exactly. So that was kind of... I was like, oh, that's a cool... I'll be the handyman. But I really...
really did.
Helped a lot. And it was... I felt good that I could actually do something. Not like, oh, let's make this fake. Carried in a bunch of boxes. Okay. But we had to load in the whole... her whole store. Because it was just... It was the opening of her store.
You do have
so it was cool to be a part of
that.
Yeah, and that's how I found our gym next door.
Got it.
That was an empty space, and that was actually our production side. So wall in between, when they'd be filming next door, the rest of us would be just hanging out with production on the other side.
That's now your
and
gym.
I'm like, wow, this is perfect. I'm looking for about 5,000 feet. How much? 4,996. Amazing.
Really?
And so from then, we found that space, and that's how we opened the gym. Yeah.
And then, okay, so True Mav is also... Why is it called True Mav again? It's Tim McGraw's...
Yeah, Tim McGraw's brand. So he partnered with the company back in 2018, and his daughter was my sister's age. Okay. So we were family friends growing up. My dad and Tim coached basketball, softball.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I watched Tim get thrown out of a third grade girls basketball game. Yeah,
and then turn into Tim McGraw.
Huh?
And when did he get? Was he already Tim?
He was Tim, but it was a young ref, and they weren't really sure who he was.
Oh, funny.
And he would just get so into it. It's not like he did anything bad. He was just really into it.
Yeah.
The other team, I'll never yesterday. The other team was fouling him bad, and he looks down at my dad, and my dad was the head coach, and Tim was the assistant coach.
Oh,
so
cute.
Tim would look down the bench, and he looks down and he goes, "Vic, can I call a timeout?" And my dad's like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." And so he calls the timeout, and the girls are walking over to him, and he just walks right past the girls to the ref and just starts getting upset at the ref. Ref throws him out of the game. My dad walks out of the ref. He's like, I know you may not know who he is, but you don't want to throw him out. The kid's like, don't care. He's out of here. And I'm like, there it was. Third grade girls basketball game. Tim's out. But just an awesome guy. So
that's amazing.
Long story for a short story, family friends. He was opening a gym, and I just reached out and said, what can I do? I want to get in the industry. And fast forward 5 years, and yeah, so now I own that location. He still owns the True Mav brand name.
Can we get Tim on my podcast?
Would be nice.
That'd be cool.
It'd be very. He's the man. He really is.
Well, I only met him that one time with you and your dad at Waiting for Wishes. He came in. Does he have something to do with Waiting for Wishes, or did he just make a special? It was
just kind of the grand finale year, and so we were like, cool. What can we do, Kevin Carter?
Yeah.
So he's like, what can we do to? And he's like, if you can get Tim here, that'd be great.
And he did.
And he showed up, and
that was cool. I freaked out because, first of all, I like to think I act cool in front of people who are somebodies. And when I saw Tim McGraw, I was like, oh, that I'm not acting cool. I was selfieing with him.
Well, I mean, George Kittle, who's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
Came over. He's like, am I cool to get a photo with Tim? I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Tim and his butt. Okay, I'll stop.
He's the man.
He seems like he just has a good heart, and him and Faith, couples goals.
They're just so
down
to earth people.
They get kicked out of third grade basketball games.
I remember when she left a message on our answering machine saying, hey, Tim and my daughter Gracie just moved to Innsworth, our school. We heard that Vic coaches and Tim would love to get involved, and we're sitting there eating dinner one night.
Tim McGraw?
We would just play the voicemails, and then it's hey, this is Faith Hill, and we all just kind of stop, and then she's finishing, and we're all just kind of sitting there. We're
you're like Faith Hill?
We're someone should call her back like right now.
That's kind of cool. You guys played it cool. Like we didn't answer right
We're
away.
like, whoa, we missed a call.
You were around in the time of answering machines? I feel like you're so young.
We would
sometimes.
literally, we'd sit down at dinner and like press play and we'd just be like talking. It'd be in the background just because you'd have to like clear and then it comes on, hey, this is Faith Hill. We're all like, excuse me?
That is amazing.
Just the absolute nicest. So him and my dad coached the girls all the way through. And
wow.
he'd, after every game, whatever it was, the other team would line up to shake hands. And they all just wanted a photo with Tim. So they'd all like go through and they'd like look at their hand after they shook it. And then every team he would take a photo with.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like huge beauty.
He's the man.
Wow. That's really nice. I'm trying to think of so you were in what grade if Meredith was in the third grade?
So when she was in third, I would have been in 8th grade, I guess.
Because pictures, so was it like an actual camera at the time? Not selfies?
Actual camera? Yeah, probably so.
Cool.
I think, when did you get your first phone?
With a camera?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was probably in the 11th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I was probably in
you're like 7 years younger than me. No, 6.
Yeah. I remember when they first came out, I was like, I'm going to need it. Went straight to Radio Shack.
Everybody younger than me just so much more like ahead in life with children and married and families, and I'm just over here. And
so you can be fairy.
Oh, yeah. It makes me a really good fairy.
The best fairy.
I am... Honestly, I'm not sure I've ever been so obsessed with a child that to the point where I need to stop smothering him.
You don't need to stop.
Oh,
it's great. It is tough. I mean,
he's freaking cutest little baby, and he just got the best cheeks, and he's just so sweet.
He is. He's the sweet, and that's one thing that Kat and I always say. We talk about, we're like, he's got to stay sweet. And I think he will, but he's just the sweetest boy.
The sweetest.
I mean,
your girl's going to be so spicy.
I know. It's going to be something else. I've got a couple buddies that have girls, and they're like, you are in for it.
Oh, especially
like, you
when
think
they
you're
turn
so
into a teen.
into Chandler, and like, you still will be, but this is like, get ready.
Oh, because she's going to be wrapped around your little finger.
Yeah. They were like, it's...
Well, you always wanted to be a girl dad.
Well, I was so sure that Chandler was going to be a girl.
Because you were going to name the girl Chandler even if it was a girl or boy, which I love.
Yeah.
Do you guys have names for this one? I know last time we talked, you were on the fence about it.
We
you
do.
don't have to
They're
say
like
we're
bouncing around. I don't think we're solid on any. We probably got 3 or 4, but we downloaded an app. It's like baby Tinder. So you swipe on names.
Stop.
And you can connect with your partner. So Kat and I can see which ones you match on.
Okay, so Whitney, you met Whitney. Remember when she came to Nashville? She created a whole spreadsheet and made that kind of system for her and Ricky.
I remember her saying that.
Yeah, so that's smart that they had.
I don't know. I can't think of the name of the app, but yeah, it's great. We got it last week. Some of the names are pretty out there, but you put in the last name and the gender,
and it goes
swipe away. Yeah, and then it'll show you which ones y'all match up on.
Wow.
Yeah, 2023, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's talk about when we met, because this is so funny, because now we're like best friends and family, and you have photos from when I came off the show, and it's like when I was serving tables at Waiting for Wishes charity event, and you were in the background. We need to find that because we need to post it on Off the Vine Instagram. Yeah. And you had watched my season. Mm-hmm. So I need to know I already told you my first impression of you. So what was your first impression of me?
I mean, I loved you. What do you mean?
Like when you saw me.
I mean, we would literally. I've told you this.
Yeah.
Like, we would get all the guys in our, living room at Auburn, lock the front door, and
I love it.
Watch your show. Pour some nice red wine. By nice red wine, just red wine.
Yeah, box.
And we'd watch it, and if anybody came to the door, we'd switch it to sports or video games real quick and open. I'll be like, I don't know who locked the door. That's on us. My bad. And then right back to it.
Isn't that funny? Because I remember you saying and there's photos. You're literally in the background of photos when I had no idea who you were, and now at the level we're at, I'm like, now we're getting tattoos together, and I'm your
the photo. It's like I'm trying to play it cool, like chins up. I'm like, I'm not worried about this. Like you're like right next to me, but I'm just like,
you were like a baby.
Yeah, I would have been 23, 24.
Yeah, you were just a little baby, and that's so funny. Yeah, we got to find those pictures and post them.
Oh, we've got them.
So obviously you were a fan of the show, but you haven't watched in a while because...
I haven't watched in a while.
I made you watch this episode.
You did. And I mean, I enjoyed it.
Did you enjoy it?
It was entertaining, yeah.
I'm obsessed with Charity to a point where it's like Chandler. Like,
She's
I need
really, really sweet.
She's so sweet, but she's uncomfortably pretty. Like, it doesn't even seem real. And the way she just, I've talked about her a million times on this podcast, but just the way she, like, handles herself as the lead of a television show is just
to a T.
incredible.
Like
it's just incredible.
really
she was born to do this. Like, she has that star quality. When she walks into a room, you're like, oh my gosh, she's just it. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. But the guys, I loved, and I love Joey.
Correct.
Xavier, I was like, we did not get to know you at all, and now you're going to meet her family. And maybe they had more time, we just didn't see it.
So are they about to go
meet
meet
the fourth one?
her family or their family?
Their families.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh, Aaron B. Oh, I love him, actually.
Aaron
Okay,
is
so
yes.
Xavier's the only one that I really feel like I don't know. But Aaron B. I loved from day one. And then I feel like Joey is there. He's getting the Bachelor edit. Is that what you would say?
From looking at that episode, yes.
Yeah. Have you been in New Orleans? How do you say it?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Have I been?
Yeah. It's so close to here.
It is.
Because you're born and raised in Nashville.
Might go next month. I have been, but not for an extended couple bachelor parties that were, a good time, but they're bachelor parties.
Yeah, but the only time I've been was for Dancing with the Stars tour. We stopped there and we went out to like a bar.
The food's fantastic.
The food is great.
Right. Yes.
And there's good entertainment, good drinks, but
and everyone only knows Bourbon Street, which when you go to a bachelor
true.
party, that's where you go. Which cool, but I haven't been to see the rest.
Do you think it's a romantic place, like to fall in love on The Bachelor?
I don't necessarily think I would put it up there at all in any way, shape, or form. But
well, when I was watching, I was like, "Who runs a marathon to fall in love?" That would be like that would bring out the worst in me. I would fall right out of love in a marathon.
Yeah.
And you're a fitness guy, and you would still fall out of love on a marathon.
Yeah, that's tough.
I feel like they would put you on the marathon.
There's no way they actually ran it was like a half marathon. No way they
No, there was a golf cart involved that we didn't see.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
If you were on the Bachelorette ever, what would you do to walk out of the limo?
Oh gosh. We've talked about this before, and I said, come back to me.
I think you were the one that came up with the idea with me that if I was to do it again, I would ghost ride the whip.
Yeah.
Wasn't that it?
Yes. That would be fantastic.
I could see you doing that.
That would be good. I would have to do some kind of, I think I'd have to go with a Wirth pun,
Oh, a Wirth pun.
Like
yeah.
I just have to.
Well, that's fair.
Because it'd be so cheesy, but they'd be like, Wirth.
I'm worth millions.
Worth millions, worth your time. I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I play that in the background, bring my boombox.
Okay, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I mean, obviously it's never going to happen, but we like a hypothetical around here.
Love a hypothetical.
Alicia was asking me, like, is there a strategy to picking the one-on-one dates? Which there is, and there. Okay. So I think the strategy, and this is how it was for me, is you either really want that person and some alone time, or you want to see if you can get there and probably send them home.
Right.
Yeah. So I think when she picks some of these, like when the 2-on-1.
I was going to say, how do you do that? Do you pick one that you're high on, one you're not? Or do you kind of pick these two, like, lukewarm? The producers get to pick
the 2-on-1.
Wow,
yeah.
That makes sense then.
Because it's whatever would make the best TV, because a 2-on-1 is so dramatic, and you want somebody that's going to be over the top, like, oh, I'm better than this person, and the other guy being like, obviously that guy's not going to get the rose, and it's this battle of the 2-on-1.
Makes
this
sense.
one was very cordial, though.
It was.
I was like, boring.
It was pretty boring.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like it happened, and then I thought it wasn't over, and then it was like on. I was like, oh, did I miss it?
And then when Sean comes up and he's like, I'm leaving now, I thought he was like, I'm going home, and then he starts making out with her, and I was like, what? You're leaving like you're ending the show, and then you're just kissing her? I was so confused, but I don't know. I felt like I already knew he was a goner because he's blonde, and she clearly is into tall, dark hair, handsome men. Like, he was the only blonde where I was like, oh.
I do have a question for you.
Tell me.
Has it ever worked where the guy goes to the room to beg for them to like them more? Has that ever panned out?
That's a good question. No.
Like, I get it. Like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, you know what? I appreciate how much he likes her and feels confident and, wants validation. But, like, to go to the, like, I feel like you're just saying, like, hey,
I just know if you
I promise you can like me more.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's not there. And he's like, we can. We can.
I definitely think we can get there.
And, like, I get it just caring so much about someone, but, like, does he really in such a short, it seems.
If you need to go ask for validation, it's probably not good, because you will find a way as the Bachelorette to show validation, whether that's like a behind the like camera, like little rub on the back, or like a look. You will get the validation. So for any guys who are listening to this podcast,
if you're not getting
and going on the show, if you're not getting validation, don't beg for it.
Start drinking.
Just start enjoying your drinks and
the vacations.
Call it a Yeah, start
Have fun
to
in New
enjoy
Orleans.
that. Yeah, because she might like you more if you just do that.
Honestly, wait a second.
She's like, wait, why are you not paying attention to me?
Wait.
We all know how the mind games work.
But yeah, I'm watching
strategy.
that. He's like, I'm going to a room. I'm like,
you're like,
oh no, I kind of appreciated how much you cared. And I'm like, well, we know what. We've seen this episode before.
That's a good point. The producers are probably like, yeah, go.
Yeah. He's like, can I? They're like, can you?
Yeah.
Absolutely can.
In fact, wait 1 second.
Please.
Let us get cameras
and when
in
she
the room.
says she doesn't think y'all can get there, please say you can. Tell her you need more time.
Did you see what Jason did on Becca's season?
No. I still haven't watched Jason's because he told me not to.
Oh, he did?
But I need to.
Oh, no, he was great on it.
Okay, I need to.
Oh, he was great.
It's just a guy thing. He's like, oh, don't watch my scene. Just like I say, Very Cavallari. I'm like, oh, don't watch. But
well,
I need to watch
actually do want to go back and watch you on that now. But I think he did great on the season.
Okay.
The ending was kind of that, though, which I thought was cute, but at the same time, it was like it was already done. But after she sent him home, he came back with a scrapbook.
Oh, wow.
I shouldn't have told you that.
Oh, wow. I'm going to watch it.
He came back with a scrapbook and was like, you sure? And they like looked through the scrapbook together. I thought it was really cute.
And then she said, yes.
And she was like, sorry. And he was like, all right. And then...
What was the scrapbook?
Of like their memories together.
Like who was taking the photos?
The producers.
Oh.
And they helped him put it together.
Wow.
And then when he
Once
was
again,
leaving...
they're like, he's like, can I make a scrapbook? They're like, yep.
Absolutely.
Please,
and
we already made it for you.
Deliver it. And we'll get all the cameras on you. And I remember watching, and when he was walking out the door, he shut the door and he was like, all right, well, see you later. Take care. And it was like this whole thing is really funny.
Take care.
Take care now.
Yeah, going through it and still take care.
It's really cute. I thought it was really funny.
Wow. I will be watching that.
All right, so in the year 2023, we all have plenty of subscriptions, whether it's for the TV show we wanted to watch or the skincare product we wanted to try. Literally everything is a subscription. And that can be helpful, but it can also mean that you forget to cancel sometimes. Or no, just me. I don't know. I know we all do it. And Rocket Money can actually help you with that. They've helped me find a couple of subscriptions, actually, I completely forgot about, and they canceled them for me. So that can be a really annoying process. So thank you, Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. And over 80% of people have subscriptions that they forget about, and chances are, like me, you're one of them. It's okay. It's not just you. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. And that's a lot of money to be spent on things you actually want and need versus things that you just forgot about. It's super easy to use, and who doesn't want to save some money? So stop throwing away your money, people, okay? Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/OTV. That's rocketmoney.com/OTV. rocketmoney.com/OTV. Okay, what else did they do? They got a tarot card reading again. Tell me those cards weren't
that was
placed. Even though I love a tarot card.
I was about to say, I'm watching that. I'm like, Caitlyn is enjoying this. This is
everything tarot. I'm literally getting the moon tattooed on me because I talk to it every night, and I have. Oh, you know this. I send you these emails that I get sometimes where I'll be thinking something, and I'll get an email that pops up, and it's like, Caitlyn, are you thinking this? And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, those are weird.
I sent it because you're like, wait, that is.
We talked about it one time, and now you've sent me like at least 15 that.
And then it'll be like, choose your card and see how you're feeling today. And I'm like, it's just like obviously an email where I click and then I believe what card turns over. So yeah, I was a big fan of the tarot cards.
You put Kat and I in a group chat one time. She's like, what is Caitlyn sending us? I'm like, oh yeah, you haven't been on this group chat.
Oh, right.
This is like number 20. And she's like, what does this even mean? I'm like walking her through. I'm like, so this is the email. This is this. Under it, she's like, the whatever card. What's that mean? I'm like, no, that's not what you're looking at. She's like, how do you know this? I'm like,
why is she getting the death card?
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, death card. Worth, did you see Caitlyn's text? I was like, no, I haven't. She's like, you need to look at it. It's a death card. I'm like, oh, well,
that
it's
means
probably
rebirth.
her.
Okay, Kat. Get up with the tarot card readings.
Yeah.
But I was like, I love that they're going to do tarot cards, but I was like, come on, those are definitely, I don't know.
When they're doing that reading and then they just, start making out. Like, is that awkward? Like,
yes.
Does it get less awkward as the season goes on?
A little bit.
Just because you're like, at this point?
Because, yeah, you stop caring as much. Because at first you're like...
There was a good amount of kissing last night. Like, in front of people, behind people, while someone's talking to the camera.
The guy is sitting there, and it's like the back of his head, and they're just making out, and he's like staring at them. I was like, oh, God.
Still. Yeah.
You do get a little used to it.
Yeah.
But once I hosted for a couple seasons, I remember going behind this curtain to the production room, and there's cameras on everyone at all times, and you hear everything. Even if somebody thinks they're whispering and you can't hear them, you can. And somebody's watching everybody's...
Yeah, we would do that, like, Very Cavallari, like, scratch the... But it didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't do it. Yeah, you go like, oh, they won't hear me if I do this. Yes, they do. Yeah. They hear everything, and they see everything. And when I saw that, I was like...
then they're behind you in 2 seconds. You're like, oh.
I probably talked so much...
Accident. Did I turn my mic off?
Yeah, whoops. I would, like, when I go to the bathroom, I'm like, hi, you can hear me peeing. Like... Oh my gosh, it's so awkward that I realized how much they heard. And I remember one time I was so embarrassed because I was making out with Chris Soules and we were in an elevator and we thought we had like 30 seconds to ourselves. And so we start making out and he puts his hand in my hair and I had so many extensions in and he was like, oh, and you could tell he's kind of disappointed. And I went, well, Elon made me put them in for TV. I totally blamed a producer, and then now I'm like, oh, he heard me just like throw him under the bus for my own. Funny. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Oh. Anyways, we already talked about the 2-on-1. It was boring. I feel like the real stars of the show was what was his name? Captain Tom.
Captain Tom.
Captain Tom and the alligators.
Yes. Yeah, I think he was.
He was like, hey, if 2-on-1, can I get in there? I was like, he would.
Captain Tom.
He was something else.
Made a name for himself.
Why I feel like they do a lot of boats. I did a boat on my 2-on-1. Who's my 2-on-1? JJ and Joe Bailey.
Joe. You know, Joe, I've told you, Joe Bailey played basketball in college for my uncle.
I forgot.
Tennessee Martin.
I wonder what Joe Bailey's doing these days.
I asked my uncle last time I saw him. I think he has like a horse farm, something.
He does have a farm.
I could be completely wrong.
No, he does. He does have a farm, and I'll never forget because he was on Paradise, and people were bullying him because him and this girl Samantha had a whole thing, and people hated them, and people were throwing like dead animals into his farm when they found out where he lived.
Not cool.
That's up.
Not cool.
Ew.
A good guy. Like,
oh, he was awesome.
He wore his emotions on his sleeve.
Yeah, he did, and he was hilarious.
Really funny.
Like, a lot of my bloopers on that season were with him, and he would literally be like making out with me, and then he'd be like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I gotta take a piss. And he'd like go in the bushes and just like whip out his ween and I was like, hot.
He's funny. Like, really that funny. Was like a must watch. Like, when because he played for my uncle, I was like, wait, no, and you know.
Funny.
I'm like, Joe Bailey. Oh my gosh.
Random.
And then he's like hilarious. I'm like, this is amazing. This is so good.
Isn't that? Yeah, he was really funny TV. And then people always think when you go to these places, like, I can't say it, New Orleans.
New Orleans, that's great. Someone the other day were talking about it. Rachel. New Orleans. They were going down there. New Orleans.
Wait, so did Charity.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's wrong.
It's like Caribbean.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
I say New Orleans, but...
Okay, well, New Orleans. People think when you go to these places, you get to, like, at least they get to go explore the city and, like, they're hanging out in cool places. No, you're locked up in a hotel and you don't get to go anywhere.
You get to some cool places. Yeah, you got to go. Do they still go? Like...
Yeah. Like, for hometowns, they'll go wherever, but then for the final 3, they usually go somewhere pretty exotic.
Cool.
Which I'm excited
Because I guess, during COVID, that was really the only time they were just...
Yeah. Oh, my God. Of course, the seasons I hosted, I was stuck in the Marriott Hotel and... Freaking Santa. Where was I? I don't even know.
Was it New Mexico?
New Mexico.
Was it?
Yeah, and it was the worst food in the hotel, and the weather was sketch. And
I remember you were like, "See y'all in like 3 months." Yeah, we're like, "Okay, where are you going?"
I kept leaving you guys. It was like Dancing with the Stars, tour, hosting. Yeah. Now you're like, "Kate, you can leave now, Caitlyn."
Yeah, no, we're soaking it all
always
up.
There.
Soaking it all up.
I really like Dotun. I think he is tall, handsome, charming, really loves Charity. I get so scared for these guys that their hearts are going to get broken.
You got a couple guys that are all in.
Yeah.
And one went
I mean, Sean was all in,
yes,
and he...
I just don't understand the Xavier thing. But hey, maybe it's some off-camera, behind-scenes...
That's why I only met 2 families.
Validating him and, you know?
Yeah, there must be something we're missing. Because
I'm watching, being like, she's like, oh, what scares you? oh, being with someone, why? Because I've never done it. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit. And then I was sure it was going to be like, well, because of that, I can't give you a rose,
Right, and for that
you need to
reason,
go
I'm
home.
out. Yeah.
And for that reason, she was not out. I was like, oh, wow, that took a turn.
Did he literally say something like, I've never been with somebody for the rest of my life or something like that?
It scares me to be with someone for the rest of my life. And she says, why? And he's like, because I never have been.
What was her reaction? I don't even remember.
Well, you could tell she was almost kind of sarcastic. She's like, oh, okay, well... And then I was like, she's about to ask him, but she never really like hit him hard. And
I wonder if the
he's
producers
being honest,
were like,
I guess. So,
keep up.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
He's being honest.
If he's being
just
honest.
maybe saying the wrong great song.
Great song.
There are a couple good ones left.
There are. I'm so worried for them to get their heart broken. Okay, then there's a group date. Charity in that purple dress. I mean, do I have a crush on Charity?
You might.
I might. Every time I see her, I'm like, oh.
She's cute.
She's
very
perfect.
Cute. Yes.
She's even more perfect in person. I don't get it. And everyone was like, oh, you get that post-Charity glow after you hang out with her. I'm like, I get that. After watching her. Okay, I got to stop. I got to take a knee on Charity. Aaron got the group date rose. That was predictable. People are talking about the breakup blue. Apparently there's a theme of wearing blue when somebody gets broken up with.
Really?
Okay, so Becca Kufrin, when Ari broke up with her, Hannah, when like all these breakups happened, somebody's wearing blue. And and when they broke up with Tanner, Charity was wearing blue.
What did you think of Tanner?
I had high hopes for Tanner because when I first saw him on the show, I was like, he's really cute and tall and seems sweet. And I don't know. I just thought I thought he was going to be the underdog.
He's a trainer.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, gave him props for that. But he seemed kind of robotic. It was just kind of not genuine. Seemed nice.
Right.
But I know what I'm supposed to say and I'm going to say what I think I'm supposed to say.
And if I don't know what I'm supposed to say, I'm going to be quiet.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like he really had the heartfelt behind it.
That's true.
Could be wrong, but in the episode I watched last night, I was like, this guy's
No, I felt
yelling.
the same way.
There's not enough passion in what he's saying.
Or depth.
It seems kind of,
And again, could be wrong. But we're just going off a television edit. I was really hard on Brayden because he wore these crazy earrings, and I was like, what the f-? And then somebody called me out, and I appreciate it because I'll take a call out if it's necessary. And somebody was like, he was in the army, and they were so strict on what he could and couldn't wear. He felt like he was put in a box, so he's exploring. And I was like, that's fair.
I respect that.
I respect that too. So fair call out. When you watched the ending, did you watch the credits? Did you see Trent, the luggage guy?
Yes.
You know him from Barstool, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I loved it. That was fantastic.
That was really funny.
That was really good.
That is his dream role. He lives to be the luggage guy, and they flew him out.
That was so good.
I actually don't even know if they fly him out. I think he flies himself out just to be the luggage guy because it's his dream. That is so
Do you think
funny.
he was sad that he didn't get to pull any?
Yeah. Because if you're waiting,
it's fine.
And then
don't pull any. I repeat, do not pull any.
That was really funny. I'm really excited because the Golden Bachelor is coming up. It's going to be so good. I can't wait to meet Gary and see the women that we're working with because I'm so curious.
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for the franchise, everything.
Meet Gary. I have a list of hypothetical situations that if asked to do this for love, would it be worth it?
Ooh, I like it.
Is love worth it? Be stuck in a coffin with 1,000 worms. Would you do it for love? Is it worth it?
How long?
Let's say 30 minutes.
1,000 worms.
In a coffin.
1,000 worms. I'm trying to think. That can't be
You would have, if the coffin was closed, I would say no. If the coffin was open, I would do it for love.
I'd do it.
Okay.
I'd do it. We had to eat worms in middle school for extra credit.
No!
Mm-hmm.
I would do that. I would have needed all the extra credit.
You got to bring in whatever topping you wanted.
Shut up. Would you bring ketchup?
Nothing.
You raw dogged it?
Yep.
You Andy raw dicked it.
Yep.
No.
Sure did.
No ketchup.
None. And I ate 9.
You're just overachiever.
Yeah, you don't get any extra after one. I'm just having fun. What are y'all doing?
Oh, you're I actually enjoy the worms.
Yep.
Oh my god, I don't even want to know what your poop looked like after.
I couldn't even tell you.
Ew, what do other people put as toppings? Like a burger
marshmallow fluff.
Oh.
A1 sauce was a big one. Just because it's such a...
It's pungent.
I remember marshmallow, A1. I'm sure like ketchup.
Sick.
And people just swallow them. Like you didn't have
Like
to chew.
one-timer?
Yeah, you
Like
didn't
an
have
oyster.
to chew. Yeah, I did.
Bro, that's sick. Okay, what would I put on my worm?
Yeah, what would you?
I would put ketchup, hot sauce, and then I'd put it in like a hot dog bun to make it seem like it was a delicious hot dog, and then sick.
But then that's like so many bites.
Okay, no, I'd put it in a shot of tequila and down it.
There you go.
That's what I would do.
There you go. Final answer.
Final answer. Okay, sharing your most awkward sex story in front of a crowd of people.
Oh man. Yeah, I guess I'd have to.
Worth it.
I guess I'd have to.
Okay.
I mean, if it's really worth it, you gotta.
That's true. Well, then that might screw all my other questions. Filling a cup of milk by sucking out of a goat teat and spitting it in a glass.
Oh. So it would depend on if everybody else was doing it.
Oh my god, that's the most worth answer
Right.
ever.
It
You were
would
like,
be
if
like-
everyone else was, I'd have to.
I mean, if they're like, I love her enough, I'd be like, well, shit, I guess I love her enough too.
Oh god.
Because then it looks back.
But if it was Kat, she'd be like, please don't.
Right, correct.
She'd be
Yeah,
like,
you would have
"Please
to.
don't do
Yeah,
it."
it would definitely. Yeah, Kat would be like, you're fine. You win. You don't have to.
Going skydiving, you'd definitely do that. What?
I would.
Oh, it's not like on your bucket list?
No, it used to be the opposite. I used to say I would never. And like the older I've gotten, I've been like, okay, I maybe would, but it would have to be somewhere cool. Like I don't want to go
Yeah.
skydiving in Kentucky,
Absolutely not.
You
Like
know?
Hawaii would be.
Hawaii, Dubai, somewhere where there's
Somewhere
beach,
cool.
water,
Yeah, okay. Okay.
something good to look at.
What about getting stuck in an elevator with a rat, a
I
wild
don't.
rat, not a pet rat?
I don't, nah, no.
I
I don't like an
couldn't
elevator.
either.
I don't, that's tough.
I can't
would
handle
freak out.
elevators or rats. Okay, picking up poop at a horse ranch.
Yeah.
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 That was
why
an
not?
easy one.
Yeah.
Now I bring out the alligator. Crocodile dentist, if you will.
Oh, wow.
If this, you know you've played the app.
I have.
If you get bit, you have to tell me what your dream was about me
Oh,
the other
gosh.
night. Because Kat told me it's hilarious, and I need to know. Go ahead.
How many tries do I get?
If he bites me.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Back and forth.
Yep. Oh no! Come on! Ah!
Oh, I wasn't going to do that one.
That was the best run
Wow.
I've ever had.
My heart is racing.
Me too.
Wow, that was... Dang.
Wow, that was.
Should've
there was
known.
only 2 teeth left,
Wow.
and you picked the wrong one, which means you have to tell me. It's usually a confession on this show,
Wow.
but you have to tell me about your dream. Kat
Okay.
told me I have to know.
All right. So the dream was... It was us three, and I don't know if the setting was a New Year's or
Here, do you
something.
want to put these on so you don't have to look at me in the eyes? Like Big
You
Daddy.
might want them.
Okay. Okay.
So...
Tell me.
So we're somewhere, I don't know if it was New Year's or something, but
Yeah.
give Kat a kiss, and you're there, and she's like, Caitlyn gets a kiss too. And I'm like, I don't think you know. She's like, you have to kiss Caitlyn. Yeah, she needs a kiss.
Year's.
I was like, okay. And so we kiss, and it was like kissing like a piece of wood. Like our lips hit, and it was like really bad.
So I'm a bad kisser in your subconscious.
In my dream, it was like 2 pieces of wood touched. But in my dream too, I was like, wow, I haven't kissed anyone other than Kat in a while. Maybe I suck.
Maybe
So
you're
then
the wood.
I started thinking about it.
Maybe you're the problem.
So then I was like, wait,
Did you ask a cat if you kiss like a piece of wood?
no, but
Well, I
should,
thought
I
it was going to
guess.
be way juicier than that.
no, that was
This is
it.
just a hard smash.
That was
That's
a
it.
hard smash. Just
I thought it was going to be juicy.
that was it.
Okay.
Kat really loved the wood part.
I
Like
mean,
she was like kind of laughing at the kissing, and she was like, and then what? I was like, and we kissed, and it was like kissing a piece of wood, and she lost.
I could
I was
picture.
like,
I know
I mean-
exactly Kat's face. She does this.
Yes. She's like, did you tell her? I was like, no, I didn't tell her. Didn't.
Oh my god! And then the crocodile dentist made you have to tell me.
Yep.
So if there's a bachelorette party coming to Nashville,
Okay.
and they want a place to go to work out,
Got it. Got it.
True Mav,
True Mav Fitness.
the Gulch.
In the Gulch, yep.
You do
Send us
classes
a message,
every day.
give us a call. Classes every day.
They're the best classes. I usually don't like a workout class, and yours are I am obsessed with your classes.
It's fun. And
It's
we
so
switch it up all the
fun.
time. We try not to keep it
It's always
stagnant.
something
Lately
different.
we've been on fire lately.
Fire.
Like people like to say like churches are on fire for the Lord. We're on fire for the gains lately.
Oh, we're on fire
Yeah.
for the gains.
Like someone was saying that the other day and I was like, for some reason, True Mav, we're just on fire lately.
You really
like
are.
all the trainers are just, I was telling our trainers the other day, I was like, since opening the gym, there've been a couple times where I've just been like really feeling it.
Yeah, you're
And
feeling
I don't
it.
know whether it's the fact that I've been in town for 3 months and haven't traveled.
So not like you.
Who's counting? But just like right now, everyone's just like, whether it's our, members, clients,
Yeah.
first timers, trainers, everyone is just like energy wise. And obviously summer, but a lot of times summer's down because people are traveling.
Well, and
but
it's
people
so
are just
hot out.
in it right now.
Yeah, I agree. I have felt
And I
that.
appreciate it.
I have felt that energy the last few times I've been in there. There is something energetically that it's just fire there right now. Like it was always good.
Right. I
But
would agree.
it's just like leveled up, and I
But,
don't know
it
why.
kind of varies on energy, early morning classes, midday
Right.
classes, whether the class is going to bring the energy, whether the teacher's going to have to bring the energy. And lately it's just been like meeting in the middle and just getting after it.
Wait, I have one last question.
Yes.
I don't know if you talked about this on the show, but for people who don't know, you used to be an overweight child.
Yeah. That's like when I
Sorry.
ate the worm, I was.
You were worth eating worms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would like to post a photo. But,
And like when I was a freshman and Kat was a senior.
oh, you were a little bit heavier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then was it because you played football? Was that because sometimes you have to be bigger for football? But
Mm-hmm.
was that what made you get into fitness?
Somewhat. I had a growth spurt. And so I was like, whoa. Because I remember I would skip. So like during the summer, you would do like your football workouts. Everybody'd be in town. But I would just go travel the whole summer because I was like, I'm not getting any better anyway. It's fine. Like, not going to do me any good. And then I'd just come back right before school started, go to football practice. Everybody's like, where you been all summer? I'm like, oh, I was at the beach. Like, I'm fat. I'm good. Like, I'm not, working out's for losers.
Right.
And then I had a growth spurt and I like kind of saw like
An
an
ab.
ab and I was like, let's see what happens. So I just fell in love with working out. And, then it
Yeah.
played football and then realized that I really loved the, fitness side more than I love football.
Yeah.
But it was never, I never had aspirations to play
Yeah.
in the pros. But like in college even, like I loved just being in the weight room, the coaches and just,
Feeling that energy.
yeah. And so that's it. So yeah,
You also play the best music in workout classes.
that does help with the energy.
Yeah. I have
That's-
so many photos I want to post on the Off the Vine page just from this podcast. Like you in the pool with a t-shirt on.
Yeah, that was, end of the year parties.
And
Me
then
and one other guy, won't say his name. We'd
so
sit there and just kind of look.
cute.
We just like wait for the other one to take their shirt off, and if they never did, then we didn't get in the pool.
Aw,
Yeah.
that like
We'd like the girls like would like have their own, like our friends would like be on the side of the pool, and we'd be like on the pool chairs, like, "What's up, guys?" Like, Yep.
I love your humble beginnings.
but we would just kind of look and be like, "Are you gonna
now
take
you're
it
just
off?"
chiseled and you're always shirtless now.
Makes me who. I
Yeah,
am
that's
today.
why your
It
heart
does.
is so pure because
Well,
you
you
had humble
can't be
beginnings.
like a douchebag and chubby. Because then it's like, all right, that guy just write him
that
off.
guy.
He sucked. Yeah. So you're like, I gotta either be like nice, funny, something.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Aw, and now you're just a nice ripped guy.
just try to be a nice rib guy.
Now you're zaddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From fatty to zaddy. I
Oh,
might be onto something there.
that's
Wow.
the caption of the Instagram post.
I love that. Fatty to zaddy.
That's how we end the podcast, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. You're empty, and we gotta go get a tattoo. Plural. Cheers, everybody.
Plural.
Plural. I'm Caitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now ending. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind a rating and review.